I am here at Discovery Harbour with Basile Dorion, and he's going to tell us a little bit about this building.
Well, this is a little Metis cabin because when this place was founded in the 1800s, there were places for the military people, more at the other end, the British Navy, and there was a section here where it was more the some Metis people, some doctors was here. Blacksmith and things like that. They all have these little cabins to live in. So the Métis were kind of poor, so they had very small cabins. Anyways, before the white people came to this area, it was the land of the Huron or the Wendat nation, so they lived here all together. Then about 400 years ago, white people came to this area. There was Samuel de Champlain, and so he arrived here in 1615 and met the native people. They kind of thought they were weird, these white people, because well, first of all, they were coming by canoe, and they were singing away, c'est l'aviron qui nous mène, c'est l'aviron qui nous mène en haut. So the Indians thought these guys are not very intelligent. If they're coming here to attack us, they're making a lot of noise, and we can hear them coming from a long ways, and we'll be ready for them. Or if they're coming here to hunt, they're going to scare all the animals before they even get here, so they're going to starve to death. So they thought they're not too intelligent, and then they were different color, and they were weird. Weird ways of, they had these black robes, these guys in black robes with them, and they would throw water in your face, and the Indians thought, what kind of a weird thing is that? And then they'd come up to you and make a sign like this. Well, you couldn't get close to them, or you could get a slap across the face if you were too close to them, and that's what these black robes did. So they stayed here for a while, and then they kind of left the area, but they left one guy here, Etienne Brûlé. Etienne Brûlé decided to stay here and learn the ways of the Indians. He was also a big flirt, and he spotted a lot of nice Indian girls around here. So he had a heyday. And I think he's the one that created the Métis Nation of Ontario by mixing white blood and Indian blood together. So I think we can pretty well say that he created the start of the Métis Nation. But then the people, they kind of left the area for a little while, because most of the traffic was east-west from Montreal up to North Bay, up the north part of the Georgian Bay, and then out to Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay and out west. So it was kind of a highway there, like the 401 of the time. And that's where a lot of the people were. And again, there was a lot of white people, French Canadians mostly, and then some English people came after. They were working for the Hudson's Bay Company, and so they were experts at canoeing, at knowing how to live out there and all that. So they were only guys. There wasn't really many women, so there was only Indian women in the area. So because they were lonely, they kind of got married and had a bunch of little kids. And again, they were different. The kids were half white, half Indian. And these families had to live sort of apart from the others because they weren't white enough to be considered white. They weren't Indian enough to be considered Indian. So they lived sort of on the other side of the track kind of situation. There was no tracks back then, but just a different part of town. So that developed all along that route there. There was also the War of 1812, And with that, after the war was over, Drummond Island, where a lot of these people lived, became part of the United States when they drew the lines. And so a lot of the people who were there, the British Navy at that time had to move out because it's the United States that took over the area. And the non-military people, some French Canadians, some Anglophones, some Metis who lived there, were given the choice to stay there and become part of the United States, or to be relocated, and they offered to bring them here. So they brought a whole bunch of families here, a lot of Metis people, and gave them lots of land across the area, and that's what created the Metis Nation in this area, and quite a large one of that, because I think it's altogether 70 families that they moved here. Not all Metis, but a good part of them. So that's how this place got to be a Metis community, and also the because it was already a British naval storehouse for all the stuff for the war. That's how Discovery Harbour got to be created.
Well, Basile, thank you so much. This is an appropriate family day to be telling the story of the Métis family, and what a privilege it has been to record you telling this story. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.